No further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
So the opening lineup for the Heat, Butler and Olynyk, the forward duo. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt, and it's auto. And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back with more. Welcome, everyone. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Olynyk.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
So here's Miami's starting group. Filling out the wings, it's Waiters and Butler. In the middle, it's Olynyk and Adebayo. And it's Dragic in at the point guard. And for Dallas, Doncic and Porzingis, the incredible forward pair. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Marjanovic in at the center, filling out the middle. We're in the middle of the season, Doris. Some teams now just beginning to find their stride, their rhythm. How do they now maintain it?
Yeah, I think at this point of the year, you've established your rotation. Players know when they're going to come in, when they might be subbed out. I think it's about sort of finding, keeping, and maintaining that rhythm and execution that should be very, very well ingrained in your guys' habits.
I know you've played this way, but when you know your role, when you know the minutes and the rhythm, as we were just talking about, I think for a player that's huge. Am I correct?
You are. Know your role and star in your role.
And here's Dragic. He'll bring it up for Miami. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And guys, if you don't control second chance opportunities, you don't control your fate. That has to be their key takeaway from that one.
I think, Greg, if you get out-rebounded by that wide a margin, it speaks to a lack of energy and effort, and that's problematic.
Doncic, no good.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Here's Porzingis with fast break chance and the dunk by Doncic.
Well, this speaks to the feel that Kristaps Porzingis has for the game of basketball. If you're open, he'll find you.
Dragic looking for an opening. So the wing on the left. Here's Adebayo. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Some nice passing here by Dallas. Porzingis is doubled. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Miami called for the foul.
And every year, it seems to me, Kristaps Porzingis willing to take on more and more responsibility. There is a process to becoming a better leader, and Kristaps Porzingis is right in the middle of it.
And the first one at the line is good. And the impact that Porzingis can have on the defensive end, Greg, cannot be overstated.
The reach and leaping ability he has paired with his timing make him a premier rim protector. And what sets him over the top really is that fearlessness. He will challenge anyone and everyone at the rim.
Now here's Butler. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Lakers. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That's his first foul. Here's Butler. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
That one goes in.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
The Heat have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
We know this about the Dallas Mavericks. They will put every piece of data and information to use in terms of trying to get an advantage. Think about it, guys. They are now doing blood tests, trying to head off injury for their players. They believe this gives them a clearer picture into the overall health of their athletes.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Dwight Powell's checked in for Marjanovic. Lee comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Barea subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. And Doris, those blood tests you were talking about, always subject to player permission. They want to honor player privacy.
I think you have to, Kevin, and most of the Mavs have embraced it. These tests have the ability to measure almost 50 biomarkers. As an athlete, you're always trying to stay in peak form. As an organization, you're always trying to manage appropriately their workload.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
There's Winslow. The Mavericks making the shot. Good work there as it goes.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Doncic. That one doesn't go. Johnson with the defensive effort, and it's good for 2.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Barea against Dragic. Outside Leonard. Three-pointer, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I did speak with head coach Eric Spoelstra. Defensively, they'll be focused on Luka Doncic. The young point forward and rookie of the year is so crafty attacking and creating shots for himself and others. Kevin, they'll have to be just as smart as Doncic in covering him and trying to contain him.
All right, David, thanks.
They are just killing him on the interior.
And it's Dragic bringing up the ball for Miami. They trail by 6. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
That pass was about the location, puts it perfectly into the hands of his teammate.
Here's Barea, and the layup's good off the glass. Barea's got his second basket of the night.
I'll tell you, don't let the diminutive size fool you. This guy is not intimidated and can get his shot in the painted area.
And it's Dragic off the drive. Yes, that goes in.
Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
And the dunk by Doncic.
There's a burst that allows Luka Doncic to be effective on his drives. You're not going to catch him standing around. This guy is in attack mode.
Now here's Butler, and the dunk by Winslow.
And this game already taking shape as an offensive battle.
Well, the fans love it. Coaches may not like the lack of defense, but boy, the rules promote scoring, no doubt.
The shot by Powell, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Mavericks lead by 4. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines. Tough nose Jimmy Butler talks about the mantle of being a friend.
You call me a leader, all-star, whatever you want to call it, but with that comes a lot.
And that's what he worked for. And he works as hard as anyone, Greg, in the NBA.
And you see that competitiveness and desire in his play.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they, Greg? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
On the floor for Miami, Winslow and Butler comprise the backcourt. Johnson and Leonard together up front. And it's Jones in at the small forward position. Jackson, he's checked in for Dallas. And then for Miami, Adebayo is checked in for Leonard. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Johnson. And it's Waiters in for Butler. Clock at 4. From past the arc. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
Yeah, good Good job trying to get a hand in the face, but you've got to be more careful. And last year, a bit of a pivot for Justice Winslow in terms of his game. Found one of the better ways he could contribute to the team is through his developing playmaking skills.
And for Winslow, he filled in at the point when Dragic was injured last season.
And Winslow looked really comfortable in that playmaking role. We know he struggled with his shooting, but when he can contribute with his passing, it adds another layer to his game.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
For Dallas, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And the free throw, no good. And Doris, you played point guard. What do you like to see from that position?
Well, I'm going to go back to the Showtime Lakers, which was my first team that I adored when I was a kid watching the NBA. And the reality is this, Kevin, I love to see teams play in transition, get out in the open floor. What's better than watching Steph Curry cross half court with a full head of steam and the defender knowing, oh, good God, anything could happen here. He might pull a three. He might finish in spectacular fashion off the run, or he might find a teammate for a momentum-building three. Like, get in transition and run, baby.
Ball's knocked loose, and Maxi Kleber is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Now, here's Adebayo. He's guarded closely. Nothing that time. He's 0 for 2. A nice shot by Brokaw. And now a 10-point Maverick lead.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school, didn't do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage. Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A. Here's Dallas. Big stretch here going 10-2. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Marjanovic checked in for Maxi Kleber. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Ryan Brokaw. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Seth Curry. And with this summer signing of Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat demonstrating they still can lure star talent to South Beach.
The Heat back on the rise. The Butler signing sets the stage for the summer of 2021 when they should have the cap space to sign another max player. Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
Jackson comes over with the double. And so the ball's out of bounds. Winslow touched it last.
And here's a look at the numbers for Waiters. His last 10 games, he's averaging 14 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
Tries again, and it's good on the way in. Waiters got his first bucket in this one.
This guy is just working his tail off on the boards. You love the effort, love the energy.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Stolen by Brunson. Here's Jackson, and the dunk by Jackson.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Waiters passes to Dragic. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Hardaway kicks to Jackson. Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Look at the Heat. They were hoping to get off to a better start to the season. Things are still early, so they still may have a chance.
And right now for Miami, so far it looks like the adjustments they made in the offseason aren't going to produce the desired effect.
And remember, this was a team that had talked about the importance of getting off to a quick start. This has been a worst-case scenario. Their confidence looks shaken.
The shot's good. And it's 8 points for Justice Winslow.
And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
Brunson, good.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Well, he's attacking, he's forcing the issue, and that's simply stated a terrific play.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The 17-footer. It's rebounded by Dallas. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
One thing we know, Greg, great teams in the NBA get production off the bench, and that was critical that night.
Dragic finds Johnson with 1 on the clock, and no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's Dallas in command with a 16-point lead.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, it's been it was all Kristaps Porzingis in the first quarter. He had 10 points, 2 steals, and 3 assists. And that's a...
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. And it's been a clinic out there by Kristaps Porzingis.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far, unstoppable.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Dallas, Doncic and Porzingis, the incredible forward pair. Jalen Brunson out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Marjanovic in at the 5, down low. Here's Dragic from outside. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 5 rebounds tonight.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
A lot of competitors in this league, Doris, and you've got to be that way to play at this level. I know you have a list of competitors that you admire a lot.
It's those guys, Kevin, who have that insatiable desire to win. The guys who absolutely despise losing, who it almost hurts. It's painful physically. Giannis Antetokounmpo is driven to be great. He wants an NBA championship. LeBron James has got multiple titles and continues to pursue greatness. What I love about great NBA players, it's never enough, Kevin.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Outside Butler. Just 5 to shoot. The rebound by Marjanovic. Dallas leading by 19 points. Doncic outside. Back to Hardaway. Dallas moving the ball around. And Doncic, here we go. Here's Hammer it home! Hammer it home, baby!
That is authority right there.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Lee comes in for Hardaway, and Barea subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And Miami with a change here, too. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Dion Waiters. The Heat shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Here's Dragic. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Boy, a clean, close look. What a missed opportunity.
Porzingis finds Marjanovic. That one goes. Count it. Marjanovic has got 6.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Well, you think the ownership style of the Mavericks, something the league had to adjust to. Very active, very outspoken. Sometimes I think that rubs people the wrong way. But now you get the sense it's almost the new normal.
Now a timeout called by Miami. And the Mavericks, we know, have been trendsetters, investing in development and in technology.
Kevin, they have always been on the cutting edge of data collection and then using that data to give them a competitive advantage. When you're in a business, it's always about what's next? How can I be better?
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Powell, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Maxi Kleber comes in for Porzingis. And Ryan Broekhoff subbed in for Doncic.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by Dallas.
And it's Dragic with the foul. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Heat. Leonard, he's checked in for Adebayo. Johnson comes in for Olynyk. And it's Justin Winslow in for Goran Dragic. And the shot is good. Kleber's got his first 2 points of the night.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Winslow against Barea. Kicks it out to Leonard. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Dallas.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. And it's Justice Winslow with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. .153 left in the third. Lee. And Lee with the stuff.
Yeah, simply can't lose sight of Lee when he's close to the hoop. Certainly has the ability to rise up and slam it home.
Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Outside Butler, fires from deep. The shot will not fall. And it's Dallas the other way.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
For Miami, they've gone only 1 of 6 in the field in the third quarter. Not how they pictured the half started. Winslow kicks to Johnson. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's face and then go and corral that backboard.
Winslow's shot is off. Here's Dallas. They've gone on a 16-2 run, not allowing much. Powell, the pass to Broekhoff. Here's Kleber. Over Jones. And Jones pulls it down. Barea against Winslow. Kicks to Butler. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock.
That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
There's 21 seconds left to play here in the third. Here's Butler. And it's denied.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And Lee with the stuff.
And when Lee is using that speed on the attack, he's very dangerous. Crafty, nifty, shifty, you name it, he's got it.
Butler from outside. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Dallas, out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We come back right after this. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the floor for Miami starting the fourth. They've got James Johnson, and it's Okpala in at the 3. Here's Curry. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Curry's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Mavs.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Johnson attacking, and the shot goes in.
Way to create just enough separation to get that shot to go.
Well, to me, that's about skill overcoming size. And how about the fearlessness at the offensive end?
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Fourth quarter just getting started, 1 minute in the books. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have 2 candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
Adebayo is checked in for Johnson. Hero passes to Nunn. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Nunn's got his first 2 points.
That's about reading the floor. Hits his man right where he wanted it.
Jackson misses. The Heat have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And there's another one for the Heat. And so it's Dallas with it. Pass to Finney-Smith. And here's Jackson. Hardaway with the bounce pass. It's Adebayo with the rebound.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Here's Curry. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Of course, it seems like Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, is one of the most well-liked commissioners in all of sports worldwide. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think he was amongst the most important members of the staff of his predecessor, David Stern, who obviously oversaw the greatest growth in NBA history. The NBA became a global game. But Adam Silver didn't skip a beat. He is a great listener, a great communicator, and I've said this about the NBA for a very long time. It is a league that is in constant self-evaluation process. It is always looking for ways to improve the league, whether that means organizationally or with the play between the lines, and that's all you can ask for, Kevin.
Finney-Smith. Curry kicks to Brunson. Here's Finney-Smith, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Greg, to me, this is simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Hero passes to Nunn. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Here's Finney-Smith. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Finney-Smith's got 4 points in the quarter.
Great finish. What a setup. Terrific ball movement there.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Dallas.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Porzingis.
I think his steals tell the story. This guy was a disruptive force, and I don't think you can underestimate how important it is for a team to have someone in that role.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Dwight Powell's checked in for Marjanovic. Maxi Kleber comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Ryan Brokof's checked in for Jackson. And Lee's subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Miami. Pass to Maton. Here's Hero, covered by Lee, doubled by Lee. There's the pass to Maton. Lock at 6. Pass to Atala. From deep. Again, the miss by the Heat. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, Sade comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operation. And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
That's it.
17 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Hero. And the shot goes in. Here's Barea. Can't get it to fall.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team.
Like a star, with the youngest